In this lesson, we are going to look at appearance, but before we do that, we'll need to log back into our WordPress dashboard. Normally, when you leave WordPress idle for a very long time, your session expires, so you need to log back in to continue from where you stopped or where you left off. So I'll quickly log in using the username and password I selected during the installation. Notice how I get an error message here because I typed in the wrong password for the first time. Remember the Loginizer plugin we installed. So this controls the number of times people can enter wrong username and password. This adds some extra level of security to your WordPress admin dashboard. So now we are logged in, we can go over here to Appearance and click on it. But before then, you would notice that there is a big space between appearance and comment. So everything from comments up to posts is for content, and everything from appearance down to settings is for settings within WordPress. And down below this section, you have settings from the plugins you installed. So if you installed more plugins to your WordPress installation, most of those plugins come with their settings, so they fall under this section. Now, depending on the type of plugin, they can have their settings embedded in any of this section here. So if your plugin has to do with content, you may likely find it among the set of plugins you have here. So that being said, I'm going to go to appearance, and under the appearance menu, we are going to be looking at themes, customize, and widgets for this lesson. So I'll go ahead and start with themes. Here we have 3 themes by default. This came with our WordPress installation, and the theme that is active currently is the 2020 theme. If I go over to the front end, you can see the theme applied here. Now let's go back and activate another theme. Let's activate the 2019, for instance. 2019 theme is now active, so I'll go to the front end and I'll reload to see the changes. You notice the difference between the 2019 theme and the 2020. The 2019 theme takes the featured image and creates a background as a banner. So themes basically change the appearance of your website. You can decide on what type of themes you want to install on your website. So let's install one random theme from the WordPress themes directory. I'll go back to the dashboard, and you can install themes by clicking on add new. Also, you can upload a theme if you have the theme file. There are premium themes that are carefully designed. You can purchase them on themeforest.net and use them for your web project. But for the sake of this lesson, we are going to pick a random theme from the WordPress theme directory here. Most of these themes are not free, but some of them are free. Let's take this theme for instance, Charity Fundraiser. You can preview the theme before you install it. Most times you would notice that when you install a theme, it will not look exactly the way it appears on the theme directory. This is because you need to import the demo files or the demo content for that theme. And for themes like this that are not free, it will be difficult for you to have exactly this appearance. I have linked a free theme in the description below this lesson for you to install and play around with. So personally, I don't like this theme, so I would cancel this out and keep searching for themes. So let's see this one, Real Estater. I'll click on preview. So let's see another one, Parcel e-commerce. Most times what I look out for in a theme is the look and the feel, how the padding are applied, the type of fonts used, how the buttons appear, and not necessarily images. So this theme looks good to me. It has a modern type design, so this will make my website easy on the eyes. So you can always read through the description. When you are happy with any theme, you can go ahead and click on the install. So this will install the theme for you. Our theme has been installed and you need to activate the theme. So I'll go ahead and click on activate. So now our theme has been installed. So I'll go back to the front end and then I'll click on the reload icon. So this is what our theme looks like now. I can go ahead and customize this page to make it even more visually appealing. I can also add menus. We are going to look at menus in the next lesson. So now let's go back to the dashboard. Here we have the welcome screen for this theme. You can go ahead and read the getting started information here. It says here that there are required actions that we need to take in order to ensure that we have the best experience with this theme. We can also have a link to the documentation because most themes come with documentation. So the documentation contains information on how to easily customize the theme, and also you can easily click here to go to the customizer. We would look at the customize setting next. So I'll scroll back up, and then to the next tab we have the required actions. So you can go through the required actions here. It's prompting us to install the demo content. By installing the demo content or importing the demo content, you would have exactly the same appearance which you saw before you installed the theme. For instance, if I open themes in a new tab, this is the appearance of the demo content. So if you import this demo content, you have exactly the same thing. Then you can go ahead and customize it, make it your own. And also you can install the contact form 7. This is a contact form plugin for WordPress. We will look at plugins in future lessons, and also the Elementor page builder, and of course WooCommerce. WooCommerce is an online shopping cart system for WordPress. It is used to create e-commerce websites. So moving to the next tab, demo import. Most themes come with different demo variations. Normally, importing a demo theme, for instance, you can click to preview a particular demo you want to import. So this is what the demo looks like. If you import this demo, this is exactly what is going to be imported to your WordPress installation. So now you have to customize and own the theme. So going back to our dashboard, the next tab, useful plugins. You would see the recommended plugins by this theme. So you click to install and activate them, and also you can access support for the theme from the theme vendor or developers. Again, you have access to documentation. So this documentation is really helpful, because if you get stuck or confused on how to make changes to a particular theme, you can always refer to the documentation of that theme, because there is no one way to customize all WordPress themes in WordPress. Different theme vendors have different style of design and development. So you need to refer to their documentation to be guided properly. But then the more you work with different themes, you will start getting familiar with the different style of which theme vendors use to build their theme. So you may not even have to refer to the documentation to customize a theme to your tastes. But since you're starting out, I would recommend that you always check out the documentation so you don't break your website. So I'll go back to the themes page on the dashboard. Then you can reactivate your previous theme. So this has activated the 2020 theme. You can always switch themes. This is one very nice feature with WordPress, the ability to switch between themes. But then when you install another demo on a demo you've already installed, this will override and possibly put too much information in your database. So because you can switch to any theme that you like, doesn't mean you have to always do that. I would recommend you do a proper research on the theme you want to use, decide on the layout, the demo you want to import, and then use it, customize it the way you want. WordPress is very customizable. You can change a particular demo to look totally different from what you imported. If you feel like you need to delete a theme, which I recommend you do, for instance, we have the 2020 theme activated and these other themes are not in use, it is okay to delete them to save space and make your website a little bit faster. So you can click on any theme that is not active. So this opens up a full option for you, and over here on the right you can see the delete button. So you click on that and then you OK it to delete the theme. So that is gone. You can do the same thing for the 2017 theme. So I will leave just the 2019 and the 2020 theme. Remember, our 2020 theme is active. So moving forward, let's look at the customize settings. So this allows you to customize a particular theme, and the only way you can see changes to the theme you're customizing is if that theme is active. So we have 2020 theme active here, and the first customization option is the site identity. Here you can choose your site title, select a logo, and also a tagline. When you upload a site icon, by clicking on this select site icon, you will choose an icon from your logo, and this serves as the fav icon. You'll see the little W WordPress logo here. If you upload an icon, let me quickly upload an icon. So our icon has been uploaded and selected. Now click on select. This will ask me to crop the image, so I'll go ahead and crop. You can see here in the snapshot that our icon has been added. So I'll click on publish, and notice when I reload this page, our icon has changed to the one we just uploaded. So it replaces the WordPress default icon or favicon. The same thing applies to the front end. If I go over to the front end and I reload this page, notice the favicon has changed, and also our theme has changed back to 2020. So going back to the customize dashboard, the next is colors. You can choose a background color other than what is applied currently. For instance, let's demo with green. Then I'll make the green lighter by dragging this down. You can also adjust the color from here. The next color option is the header and footer background color. So you can also decide to change your header and footer background color. You can be creative with your colors, but try to keep it very simple and don't overdo it. So we'll check the footer and you can see our footer color has been applied as well. Bear in mind that your customization option differs depending on the kind of theme you installed on your WordPress site. Next, you have theme options. You can decide to show the search box or the search icon in the header. So if I click to deselect this, notice how our search icon just disappeared. So I'll click to enable it back and we have our search icon back. Again, depending on your theme, you may have different other theme options here. But because this is a free and basic theme, we have limited theme options. So you can go ahead and play around with the different customization menus here. So next thing I would like us to look at is the widgets. So I'm going to close the customize section and I'll click here on the widget appearance settings. Here you have different types of widgets. Widgets are used by WordPress to give you different options. For instance, if I go to the front end and I'll scroll all the way down, we have some widgets here at the footer. There's a widget for recent posts. So all the recent posts appear under this particular widget item. The next widget is recent comments. So to make changes to these widgets, we'll go back to our widgets on the dashboard, and these are all the widgets that are available on our WordPress installation. This section tells me that our footer is divided into two parts, and we have most of the widgets in the first part of the footer. Looking at the front end, you can see here that our widgets are all centered to the left side of the screen because we are only having the widgets in the footer 1 section. So if we go back here and let's say move the search widget to footer 2, notice how I clicked and dragged and dropped them on the other section of the widget. And let's say recent comments should go to footer 2 as well, and categories also go to footer 2. You can decide to position them anyhow you want. So now we have equal number of widgets on both footer. Any changes you make on the widget section saves automatically, so there is no save button unless you open up a particular widget item, make changes to them, then you can click on save. So let's see what our widget looks like on the front end. I'll go to the front end and reload the page. Scrolling down, we have some widgets to this other section. Note that depending on your theme, the widget layout may differ. Some theme allows you to build your footer by selecting the number of columns you want to activate on your footer, while some themes don't. You just have to work with the footer that came with the theme. So depending on your footer, if you go to the dashboard, depending on your theme rather, if you go to the dashboard, you would see under the widget section how the theme vendor has already structured that theme to display widgets on the front end. If you look at the far left of the screen here, you can see the available widgets. These widgets are WordPress default widgets. So you can decide to move any widget item to any of the footer section here. For instance, let's add a gallery widget above recent post in footer 1. So this will allow me to give my widget a title. I can call this recent pics. Then I'll click to add images. I'll select these two images. Because I'm about to create a gallery, I don't have to hold shift or control on my keyboard. Once I click once, it will assume that I want to select more images. So I can easily click on the next image and it will make a selection. So we have two images selected. Then I'll click on create new gallery. Our new gallery has been created. So you can edit the gallery further. We can enter a caption under each of the images but I'll choose to leave that. We can also set the size of our images. So I'll leave thumbnail because this is exactly what I want it to. We don't want a large or a medium image on the footer. And also we can decide to change the column. So I'll leave it as 2 columns since we have 2 images. And then I'll click on insert gallery. So this has inserted the gallery for me inside the gallery widget. So I'll click on save and then I'll click on done. So I'll go back to the front end and I'll reload the page. So here we have our gallery. If you noticed, by default, the gallery number was 3. So this tells me that this container here can hold 3 images with the thumbnail perfectly. So if you have more images, you can go ahead and upload them to your gallery to fill up these spaces here. So that is all for this lesson. We'll continue in the next one.